Hi, everybody. It's my first live stream, so bear with me. Today, I'm just going to fix that a little bit. I hope you guys join me. I haven't had anyone join me yet. I haven't gone live uh, since my radio days, so this is fun. Oh, no, I did once. Okay, so we are equipped with Diet Coke and a viewer, and oh, 3 viewers. Hi, guys. Hi. Um, it's going to be a lot of fun. I really want to talk about some creepy stuff. So, back in the day when I was on the radio, I used to host a program called Those Old Radio Shows. And one of the creepiest old radio shows that I ever saw, well, not saw, but heard, was The Haunting Hour, and they did one called Murder House or Murder Castle. And what it was based on was this serial killer named H. Holmes. So this guy is beyond weird. And yeah, we just turned it on to live chat. So if you have any questions or comments, I'm also going to do a Halloween look, I figured, while we're doing this. And let's talk about H. Holmes. He's my favorite serial killer, as odd as that statement is. We all have favorites of things. I have a favorite serial killer. I don't know what you guys have favorites of, but whatever, it's fine. So, well, while we're talking about this, we're going to do my makeup, and I'm gonna do my under eye bag so I don't look like I'm 35 anymore. So, there's rumors that H. Holmes is actually Jack the Ripper. So he did this thing. It was during the World Fair. I think it was 1890 World Fair in Boston. And he set up a hotel. And you can still go see this hotel. I'm actually going to look it up here on my iPad. Not iPad, tablet. I have a Samsung tablet. I have a Samsung phone. So there we go. So what he did, I'm just going to the internet quickly. He murdered people in this murder castle, and it was insane. Like, he had like trap doors, and it was like a hotel. He started a hotel for the World Fair. Um, let's see here. It was the 1893, not 1897, World Fair. And he killed people. He literally just like he had people come into this castle of his, and it was never officially open for business. There was all kinds of stuff, and he would torture and murder these people. And I guess he had been married and all that stuff, and he had some kids, and not married. He had a niece and a nephew, and he married a lady who had kids. I just put on my mineral 89. And the whole reason he got caught was because one of these people, one of the kids that he tried to kill, he didn't kill properly. Yeah, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. And it was in Illinois. It was part of the World's Fair in Illinois, in Chicago, not Boston, pardon me. And he came across Elizabeth S. Holton's drugstore at the southwest corner of South Wallace Ave and West 63rd Street in Inglewood. This drugstore owner gave him a job, and he proved to be a hardworking employee, and they think that he killed her and her husband. So that's my cat. She's decided to join us. She's on the floor underneath there. I have my Diet Coke. We're doing good. So I'm kind of excited that we have 2 viewers. That's really awesome. Okay, cool. I didn't really. Anyways, Mr. Holmes, He's a creep show. He's one of my favorites, and I totally think that he is uh Jack the Ripper. Because they haven't figured out who Jack the Ripper is yet, and they're saying that uh when he went overseas, uh that's when all the Jack the Ripper murders happened, and there was no murders in America. I'm in Canada, so why not? Why not? Why can't this guy be Jack the Ripper? Like, how awesome would that be if he was Jack the Ripper? Uh, because the way he like tortured and killed the people uh is similar to the weird stuff that was going on with Jack the Ripper, and they never figured out who Jack the Ripper was. They had some theories, and if you talk to like Holmes like grandchildren and stuff, they're like, yeah, he's totally Jack the Ripper. I absolutely believe it 100%. And they're appalled that they have a serial killer in their family. Everybody's different. If you're wondering what that white thing is on my back, I pulled my neck, so I have a rub patch on. Yeah. So that's what I did. I was a radio host for a lot of years. Also, welcome back to my channel. Ding! We're just gonna have fun today. I bought these. Okay, so I did a video. Highlighting these new brushes from Elf Cosmetics. They're like hella soft. I've washed them and everything. I deleted it by accident. And oh hey Teo, how are you? That's my first message ever on a live chat or on a live feed. So anyways, I did a video on these brushes and they were awesome. And I deleted the video by accident. So we're just gonna redo it today. Kind of. Oh, hi Black Storm Gaming. What games do you play? I'm a huge Merge Dragons fan, and Final Fantasy X. I got everything. Hi, Brooke. I have one of every. The only thing that I didn't do was beat the final monster in the Monster Ranch. Oh, I'm like your mom. That's kind of flattering. How old are you, Teo? I'm 35. So yeah, I guess I'm old enough to be a mom. Yeah, that's fine. Anywho, I love playing games. 14. Oh, that's cool. Cool. Oh, just a name. Okay, that's fair. If you like video games, though, that's totally cool. I'm absolutely one of those people. Like I said, do I have any kids? I have a stepson, and he's 12. He's going to be 13 in January. Hi, Jess. And he is very much into being a teenager and ignoring us. So it's awesome. But I don't have any kids of my own. I have 3 nephews who are all under the age of 4. So yeah, that's a bit about me. I also, like I said, I was on the radio. I was a news anchor for a while as well, hosted my own radio show. I left radio and went into the railroad again. I worked there before radio, and now I'm unemployed like the rest of the world. So cheers. I've been doing YouTube and stuff. I picked up the YouTube after I left radio and started at trains. I am drinking Diet Coke because I don't drink. I used to be a horrible drunk, and I've been sober it'll be 4 years in March. So never start drinking, don't smoke cigarettes, all the usual PSA stuff. But there's my cat again. But yeah, I just don't do drugs. Don't drink. You'll be fine. Life's so much better when you're sober. Trust me. All the kids that are watching, anybody who's watching, life is better when you're sober. So, to restart this look, You and I have that in common. Oh, congratulations, Brooke. Isn't it awesome? I feel great. My skin looks better than it's ever looked in my life. I feel better than I've ever felt in my life. And everything's just so much better. Like, it's like I have a clear sense of self. Life is so much better. Okay, so we're going to start some makeup here. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm totally open about everything. Oh, thank you. I do have blemishes, and trust me, there's wrinkles on there, and there's lots of cream for that. Right? And you like finally realize, you look back on when you were drunk and you're like, oh dear God, did I actually do that? You're like, shit. Excuse my language. I'm sorry, YouTube. I'm sorry. Okay, so we're gonna start some makeup. The e.l.f. Camo Concealer, the hydrating one, absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. You could totally disguise yourself if you're a serial killer. If you bought different colors and you just, I don't know, put on some really gaudy eyeshadow and look like a drag queen. No one would know. So don't put too much concealer on though. You just kind of want to tap a couple of dots and don't go right into this part. Because you're going to be spreading your concealer out. Can we remember to spread the concealer out, dears? Yes, we can. Well, the miniature of the live is creepy. Well, there is a lot of creepy things to go for. We're going to do some creepy makeup. We're going to talk about some creepy stuff. All kinds of things, because creepy things, makeup, and just being weird are 1000% all about what Josie likes to do. So that's what we're doing. When you're doing this, like I said, 3 dots, and don't go right into your crease because it like bunches up, especially if you're older, it gets all gross and stuff. So you just kind of take this beautiful concealer brush and spread it, and you want to get it onto this angle, and you do spread a little bit of it into here, so then your dark circles are not as dark circly, and then we're good to go. So speaking of the old radio shows, since that's the show I used to host when I was on the radio, they had my favorite program. Oh, last time I did a creepy thing, it made someone do a semi-heart attack. Okay, the freak, we'll work on that. Why do you put concealer on? Okay, and like semi-heart attacks, I don't want to kill anybody. Hello, I'm not that weird. But the freak, stay tuned because we're going to learn about creepy old shows and how to just sit there in the dark and listen to these creepy old radio shows and just get spooked. And why we use concealer, Teo, is because you're old and you have bags and you have dark circles and it instantly covers them up. Also, if you have, yes, it was the freak. If you have little blemishes like these, you can take a little dab of your concealer. And some people are like, oh, do the concealer darker, but that doesn't make sense to me. So I do it a little bit lighter. I have a lighter color concealer because in my brain says to me, if I have a red spot on my face, why would I want to make it darker and then try and cover it up with a lighter foundation? If I make it lighter, so this you just kind of want to dab in. If I make it lighter and then I take that redness away, it covers them up way better. Like, and just don't worry about like having a little bit showing. It's okay because you're going to cover it up with foundation. Another really cool thing to do is if you have really big red blemishes, you can use some green color corrector because green corrects red. So I'm not a makeup artist. My mom is an artist. She teaches form and figure. And we're actually going to put some of her art lessons on my channel, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. But she teaches form and figure, and she wrote an art course and all kinds of stuff. So I got to learn all about the different ways colors interact. And I applied that knowledge to my skin. Like, I'm not the best at makeup, but I do have a brain and a lot of interesting things in there. So, anyways, Lights Out is my favorite old radio show ever. And you always want to let your concealer just kind of set for a little bit. Lights Out, it was an anthology series. So an anthology series is when it's the same bunch of actors. Sometimes they'd have guest stars and stuff, but it's the same bunch of actors who are in the series, and they just do different episodes every time. One of my favorite episodes of Lights Out, I wish I could remember what it's called, but I can't right now. This guy was gonna murder his wife. Okay. And instead of it being like just somebody telling the tale of him murdering his wife, or like a third person narrative or something like that, what ended up happening in it is it would go to him thinking, and it would be a little bit of a different voice, and it would be in the play itself, in the old radio show. You can hear him talking to his wife, being like, "Oh yeah, honey, I love you." And in his head, it's like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill that stupid bitch any minute now." And it was so well done, and it was so creepy. Another really good one that's coming out that actually first aired October 30th, 1931, was War of the Worlds. And people thought that it was a real invasion, like a real alien invasion from Mars, because that's how Orson Welles sold it. So he was working for the Mercury Theater at the time, and he just went all out. He didn't even start it with the Mercury Theater theme. It just went from a newscast into, oh, and up next we have the orchestra playing whatever song, because that's what the entertainment was back in the day. So the orchestra's playing this song, and then a breaking news bulletin comes in. It's about strange lightning. But there was no indication that this was a play, that this was a show. People were freaked out, especially down in like the Utah area, Nevada, places like that, where there was always weird stuff going on, even back then. Excuse me. So it scared a lot of people. A lot of people thought that this was really, really happening. Okay, so now we're going to do our foundation, and I'm using the vanilla because it's light with gold undertones, and I have more of a red undertone, so it kind of camouflages really well. We're going to be using this excellent, beautiful makeup brush. This foundation stinks, by the way. I do like the coverage, but my God, it reeks. Like, I don't like that it has such a potent smell. So I'm just going to put 2 little pumps on there, and then we're going to just put it on the face. So Orson Welles got into a lot of trouble for that one, for the Mercury Theater. The Mercury Theater got into a lot of trouble too, and they were fined and stuff because of them not announcing that it was a radio play. All they said, they treated it as a live broadcast. So back then, you got to think, like, there's no television. Okay? This is the 1930s. There's no TV, there's no instant news like there is today. And these people thought we were being invaded by Martians, and thought that the White House was gone and all this other stuff. It was crazy. And then when it wasn't actually happening, and they tune in like 2 days later, and Orson Welles is on there saying, like, you know, glad you guys, like, sorry it was you, scared you so much. So then when they re-aired it the next year, they added something at the end. Orson Welles added something at the end that said, to the effect, next time you see a green little goblin running down your street, ask yourself, is that an alien, or is this just Halloween? It was quite well done. It was very well done. Go check it out, War of the Worlds. I actually might post it up on here, because it's not copywritten anymore, because there's a lot of copyright stuff So maybe, yeah, when I'm done this live, I will post War of the Worlds for you guys. And you can go listen. Go listen to War of the Worlds. I think you might actually like it. So when we're done this live, I'll post that. It might take a little bit to render it. It's going to be a radio play. So it's just going to be a picture and it's going to be the words. So you have to listen, okay? So while we're doing concealer, never put too much on. Never, ever, ever put too much concealer on, ever. Because if you do, it gets cakey and it cracks. So that should be fun. What are some other really cool, creepy old radio shows? Let's think. There was a series called X-1, and it was sci-fi. And it was really, really well done. And they had a couple horror ones too. One of my favorite ones in that series, oh, I'm getting it in my hair, that's okay, was one about, oh God, I wish I could remember the title. They go to Mars. I'll link all the titles down below after the live's over. Just so you guys can look them up, because it's about these people. They go to Mars and they don't realize it's inhabited, because when they get there, the Martians have scanned their brains and give them anything they ever wanted. So it's like, you get there, I'm just gonna let my foundation sit. So you get there, and maybe we can look it up on the old tablet. You get to Mars, and the aliens scan your brain, and it is, if you are a Star Trek fan, it's very much The Cage. Because they give you whatever you want. So they set up the house, and then that's how they kill you. We're just gonna see. Oh, that's a good one. And the moon be still as bright. There's a lot of really good ones. The Veldt. It's by Ray Bradbury. The Veldt is about these two children who have like a holodeck kind of thing. And they always go to the Veldt, which is, if you don't know what that is, it's like African safari. Okay. So these kids are always going to this Veldt. And eventually, what ends up happening is their parents go in there and their parents end up dying. So creepy. It's called First Contact. And that one, not the one I was just talking about, but the one about them going to Mars is called First Contact. So check that one out. It's quite a good one, and I'm gonna look up while my makeup is setting. It was Willis Cooper and Arch Obler who did Lights Out. I'm just trying to see. Oh, it's called Man in the Middle, the one I was talking about. Another really good episode of Lights Out is called Three Wise Men. And it's about a couple of soldiers on a train that fall asleep during World War I. Really good episode. So once you get on your foundation, I like to take, this is a total face brush. It's nice and poofy. And I'll take a little bit of any type of press powder, and I just go over my face with it because I forgot to grab my setting powder. The press powder will set it as well. So, and I don't want to get up and wander everywhere and set it, and because then we'll be shaking the table and all kinds of other stuff, and that's not fun. But yeah, creepy things. Also, like, I live in Alberta and we always have creepy stuff going on. We actually have the first UFO landing site. Somewhere here in Alberta. It was built in 1967. It's a landing pad for Martians, so if they want to come, they're more than welcome to. What are your guys' favorite serial killers? Maybe give me a little answer. Mine is H.H. Holmes. And there's just so much. Like, I guess this murder castle, his murder house, his murder hotel had like trap doors, and the people in the rooms, like, they weren't actually registered hotel guests, so nobody knew where they were. All these people knew is that their families were going to Chicago for the World's Fair, and that they grabbed a hotel where they were there, because you didn't really make reservations back in the day, because the phone was just, a new thing and not everybody had one. And so you just show up in town and then they never came home. So imagine that, like, your loved ones just never come home and you're like, oh, okay, bye, loved ones. I'm gonna do a little bit of contour, I think, just to look a little, I don't know, what kind of eyeshadow, like, what kind of look should we do? Should we do like a Halloweeny one? It is Halloween. What could we do? We could draw some spiders or something, but I am gonna contour my face. But yeah, could you imagine, like, your loved one goes off to, have an adventure and meet new people and all this stuff, and then they never, ever come back. Dun dun dun. I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't like that at all. My loved ones always have to come back. When you're contouring, start, pull this way, and then you lighten it up. There is no need for me to see like a huge splotch of shit on your face. Excuse my language. And again, pull up. Because you don't need it. You don't need it. So I have some skin discoloration right there. So then what you can do is take a brush and pull your contour down a bit. Okay, so since it's darker, the darker parts will create shade, which will sink in those parts of your face. Funny how makeup works like that. See, and now it's a line from here, a nice smile. Okay, now that we have a little contour on around there, when you put it on your head, it does not need to be brought down to here. What you can do is just very gently bring it around your brow, around your hairline, and don't forget to bring it down. So it's almost like you're doing like a C or a 3, depending on the shape of your face. All of this is to the shape of your face. But always remember that more is not always a good thing. You don't always want to have plastered on makeup all the time. So keep that in mind when you're doing your contour, because some people, like, you go to the mall and stuff and it's like, what did you do to yourself? You look weird. Like, you're just, I don't know. And if you want, pull it down a bit onto your forehead. There. Natural. Not natural, but you know what I mean. If you're contouring your nose, grab a brush. Make sure there isn't 10 years of makeup on it. I like to grab a thinner, like, really skinny brush. So, to do my nose, just because my nose is crooked. So my sister threw a book at me when I was little. Well, not little, but so because my nose is crooked, I kind of like to do it as I pull into where the nub of my nose would end naturally. And then it kind of evens it out a little bit. So, and let the contour follow your nose naturally. I know it's shocking. I'm using that naturally word a lot today. I've just been like, I've seen so many people on all of the sites and the just, you don't need that much makeup. Okay, girls, you don't. So then we're gonna just do a little bit on my jaw because I'm chubby, and it will help hide that part of my life. So, and always remember, if you screw it up, you can fix it. There. Can always fix it. So for my nose, I'm going to put a little bit of low light on my nose as well. So it's just like a lighter color right in here. And then we're going to blend that. There's my blendy. So I blend in an upwards motion, because then it's going to narrow my nose. Some people, you need to go down, because that's what your nose is. Not everybody has the same nose shape. See, it just makes it a little bit more even in my eyes. Not everybody has the same nose shape. So no, you can't just take a pair of tweezers and draw a line down your face. That's not how life works, unfortunately. Sorry. Now that we're done that, I got something in the mail. And some people are not supporters, whatever. If you make good makeup, I'm gonna buy it. Leave me alone. I got the cremated palette. I have always wanted to try one of his eyeshadow palettes. I also got Jawbreaker because right now on Beautylish it's $100 for both of them. Okay? Duh, I'm gonna get them. And what a perfect time. We're gonna try cremated. We're gonna do a Halloween look. I'm feeling very spidery, I think. I'm not sure. This is gorgeous. Let's open her up. Ooh. Ah. That is a really pretty palette. Oh, there's so many different things to do on it. Yay! Okay. What are we gonna do? Anywho, back to like weird stuff and serial killers. I have, in Canada, we had a serial killer named Robert Pickton in Coquitlam. I am sure he killed more than what they say he killed. Like, there's no way. He's like, oh, I only killed 20 people. He had a train line running through his yard. Believe me when I say, people, if you have a train line running through your yard, you can hide a lot of shit on a freight train because nobody's going to check. Anywho, that's all I have to say about that. We're just going to put some of these little brushes away that we did for the contour. And we're going to get out my more makeup-y brushes, like eyeshadow and stuff. We're going to drop stuff on my new palette. It's one of those days, hey? Oh, almost knocked the camera over. At least we're having fun. Okay, I kind of want to do something Obviously Halloweeny. What should we do? What kind of Halloween look should we do? Let's think. Oh, I still want to keep talking about my favorite Mr. H.H. Holmes. Why am I a bitch? Who just called me a bitch? Baby Snags. Why? Could you at least tell me why I'm a bitch? Unless it's a compliment, because like I'm 35, so I don't know. Maybe. Anyways. Oh, no, not you. Okay. Thank you. Oh, this is my first live. Can anybody tell? Can anybody tell? Like, probably. You're probably like, oh God, woman. You're so weird. um, Holmes confessed to 27 murders, but he was only convicted and sentenced to death for one. And that was his of his accomplice and his business partner, okay? Um, it's speculated he killed over 200 people. Victims were killed in a mixed-use building which he owned located 3 miles west of World's Fair, supposedly called the World's Fair Hotel, informally called the Murder Castle. What a creepy dude. Here he is. That's him. Like, what a creepy dude. He was killed at the age of 34. And yeah, like, it's so weird. And I'm convinced that he killed the people that he worked for in the drugstore. There's like no evidence or anything. Anyways, we're gonna just like dive in to a shadow. Let's do Gravedigger. This is my first time ever using this eyeshadow, and I'm really excited to see how it works. And it's wonderful. Okay, when you're doing eyeshadow, always remember you can blend it. And that it will blend. And if you get it all over your face, you can cover it up. Oh, that's a really nice gray. See, I got it all over my face. I'm not worried about it. Because I feel like I'm not going to answer that. That's my sister calling me. I'm doing a live right now. I'm busy. Busy. Because I don't know if I can answer the phone while I'm doing this. Is anybody better at YouTube than me? I don't know. Most of you probably are. See, there you go. That's how you fix stuff. Okay, so now that we have that side done, let's go in with life insurance. It's a lighter gray color. Yeah, he does make really nice eyeshadow so far. I'm just going to do it along the top because this side, I think I'm going to like draw something down my face. I'm not sure yet. But then you can always take your colors, blend it out. It's blending very easily. Blendy. Oh, messages. Okay, anyways. So, blendy. There we go. See, now it doesn't look so, I don't know, chopped up. Like it's not so gross looking. And just keep blending. So this eye, and then I think along the bottom here, Let's take a different brush, and I want to use Hearst. It's just black. It is black, black. Peace out. I don't know if that means peace out. Cool beans. Anywho, we're going to take some of the, it's called Hearst. It's very black, and we're going to take this and just kind of run it along the bottom. And I want to do, like, it's Halloween, and I'm feeling very un-Halloweenish. I don't know if anybody else, whoops, gone forever. I don't know if anybody else is feeling, I think it's because of COVID, and like we all know that's going to be a horror story one day. Right. It totally is. It absolutely is going to be a horror movie one day. So, and now we have 0 people watching. That's okay. At least I had a couple. Anywho, now that we are free of viewers, I don't know if anybody else is watching, but yeah, I guess 40 minutes of me is pretty long, hey? That's okay. It's all good. I don't really care. Let's do this shade called Goodbye. I quite like these palettes. Well, this palette, this eyeshadow is wonderful. So, more about creepy stuff. Does anybody have anything that, like, really creepy that's ever happened to them? Because I remember once when I was younger, my friend Crystal and we were at her house, and Crystal had lost her dad. So we were always having sleepovers in the basement and stuff. This is before she moved out of the city. And one night, we swear, uh, there was aliens on the roof. I know that sounds so bizarre, but that's what it honestly felt like. That's what was going on. So we ran out of the house and, looked for them. And we always thought that the house was haunted anyways. But there were no aliens there. We thought we saw like a weird thing in the sky, but we were also kids and could have just been crazy kids. Another really creepy thing. When I lived at home. Okay, so we lived in this house on 41st Street, Southwest in Calgary. And it's an older neighborhood. It's by West Hills, where those signals are. If you look up Signal Hill, Calgary, you'll see that there's all of these big numbers on the hill in Signal Hill. This is pallbearer. Oh, and it's just like a pressed glitter. That's gorgeous. So on Signal Hill, this is it. They were in World War I and World War II. There was a base here for the Air Force. So the signals were there, so they could they knew where they were as they were flying over, and they knew where the runway and all that other stuff was. So there was a ghost in my old house, which was maybe like 10 blocks from there, maybe 15. It was down the hill. It was down Signal Hill. And my mom's seen him, my sister's seen him, visitors have seen him. The first time I ever saw him, he was standing at the end of my bed. And it scared me so bad. Like I cried. My sister was asleep. We shared a room at the time, and it freaked me out beyond belief. I was so mortified. And I kept seeing him and I kept seeing him. And as I saw him more, it was literally, it was like, okay, this guy, whoever this is, it means me no harm. And I was okay with that. And it seemed to just, that's what was going to be. There was going to be a ghost in the house and he was going to hang out with me and that's it. So as the years went on, um it was almost like we formed this relationship, like he was looking out for us. It was really cool. I think his name was either Ben or Tom. And I don't quite remember. I'm just using diamond ashes right now. In the corner of my eye, when you put a lighter color in the corner, it just kind of brightens everything up. And it just makes your eye pop. But it was like, it was surreal, this ghost. Like it was clearly a soldier. Like clear as day, a soldier. And like you could see his hat and all that other stuff, and like it was an outline of a soldier, and it was just this like dark figure that kind of wandered around the house. And you definitely knew it was there. um and I'm glad I got to grow up with a ghost in my house. It made me feel kind of normal. Cuz I wasn't, like, my parents split up and all that other stuff, right? When I was little. So the fact that I had this ghost in my house and that he was just hanging out and it was like he was looking after us made me feel quite happy. Like I liked knowing that he was there. I'm just pressing a bit more glitter on because who doesn't love sparkles? Right? Right. So I did. I loved knowing that this ghost was there. And people would only ever have like scary stories of ghosts. And they're not always that scary. Sometimes they're there for a reason and they're there to help you. And they're there to look out for you because he really did look out for us. And I will always appreciate that about that particular ghostie. And he's probably still there. He's probably doing his thing and hanging out and the whole kit and caboodle and, having a good time. Another trick is put a little bit of your concealer on. Take your concealer brush and just... Because if you're Josie, you forgot to put on the tape. There you go. So that eye's done. I want to do the other eye different because there are so many colors. I haven't put any mascara on yet. And I just want to fix up this. Yeah, I just thought that was a really cool story that I have like a real ghost story. Where the ghost isn't this like horrible bad guy. He's the good guy and he's having fun. And he's looking out for us and making sure that nothing bad happens to us. And we had a lot of really close calls in that house, but there was never anything super bad that ever happened, which is crazy. And I think it was that ghost. I think he was looking out for us. That's really cool. Anywho, next eye. I think that's that one. I don't know if I like it. It looks better in the mirror than it does on camera. Shocking. I like that there's like blue reflex in this glitter. And it's not just all silver stuff. So for this next eye, let's do something really fun. Let's do Eulogy as our base. So that's my ghost story. I also like, I used to love listening to Coast to Coast. That's working in radio. You just kind of listen to what's on. Not like the crazy weird shit stuff, things, sorry, no swearing. Not the crazy stuff, but like there was this one episode they did, and it was ghost stories from like truckers and police officers and from the middle of the night. And they call in and tell these stories like, and they were so creepy. Like they were so creepy. I'm going to go right out there with this one and do Casket Ready on the top. Like they were just absolutely the creepiest ghost stories. And people, it was some of the highest ratings ever. Because who doesn't love a good ghost story? Oh, that's a really white color. Oh, wow. This is Casket Ready. It's very soft, which is fine. We're just going to blend. Blending, blending. I have really bad hooded eyes, as you can see. I love my eyeballs, but they're very hoodie. They wear more hoodies than I do. Anywho, I hope you guys are enjoying this. Like, if you are, let me know. I like this. I like this going live. I like just rambling about stuff. But please, if you have questions, ask me questions. I spent 10 years in radio. So if you're tuning in, I hosted those old radio shows and I was a news anchor and all kinds of stuff. So if you have any questions about any of that stuff or the railroad or anything, ask. Please ask. It would be really cool. I would love to like interact more. And I'm kind of hoping I'm hoping my channel takes off. Like this has a lot of fallout. Holy cow. Yeah, it has a lot of fallout. Yeah, I'm really hoping like I have a bunch of subscribers now, and thank you to anybody who's ever subscribed to me. You guys have no idea how much I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm not the best at eyeshadow. I'm learning. Learning. I want to take something like really. Let's do Mausoleum. Because this is like really gold. Kind of. Oh, it's not picking up as much as I want it to. Well, maybe it is. I like overlapping my eyeshadows because you get really cool effects with it. Okay, we have Mausoleum. I also think I'm going to do Mausoleum along the bottom. Or actually, let's do Last Look along the bottom. This is a gorgeous eyeshadow palette, by the way. Or no, we'll put Last Look in here. And along the bottom. No idea what's going on. That's okay. Okay, so more creepy stuff. I want to know if anybody's willing to answer. What is the weirdest thing that's ever happened to you? So one of the weirdest things that's ever happened to me was I used to work when we were in the Shaw building downtown in Calgary before it blew up. Yeah, that's the thing too. That's a whole other live. So I worked in the Shaw Building in downtown Calgary, and it was by far one of the creepiest buildings I have ever worked in my life. And I've worked in a lot of creepy places. It was like, so you're in the control room, and then there's windows to the news anchors, and then there's the talk studios across from you, and there's a window there too. And then out there you see the newsroom and everything through these windows. So when I first started in radio, I was doing the overnight shift because of course I'm a newbie. That's what the newbies do. Um it was so creepy in that studio. Like you would look out and it looked like there was people standing in the hall, and like it weirded me out. And you'd walk out to the bathroom, so you'd have to go out of the actual uh radio station to go use the washroom inside this office building. And when you went into the washroom, the lights would turn off on their own. The toilets would flush when you walked in there. And like the creepiest thing ever was that the sinks would just turn on. So you're going to the bathroom and the sink just turns on for no particular reason whatsoever. It was one of the eeriest places I have ever worked, and I would never work there again. It was just, it always felt like you were being watched, and it wasn't like security cameras or anything. Because we had a couple, but there really wasn't anything going on, and it really felt like you were being watched, like there was something else there. It was really, really eerie, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. It was just one of those places where I'm like, I'd rather not. So I don't know what we're gonna do. I kind of just feeling like drawing all over my face. Is anybody up for that? Or should we end this pretty quick? Maybe we should end it pretty quick. I don't know. I kind of like this one better than this one. I'm gonna try this new lip gloss I got. It's in what's it in? Shockwave. It's like gold with pink and blue reflect in it. So I don't want to talk while I have lipstick on. Oh wow. That is really pretty. So yeah, that's that. I'm not even gonna put mascara on because I feel like I'm just gonna wipe this off. It was fun though, doing my first live, talking about my favorite serial killer and just chilling with everybody. And I want to thank everybody for joining me. Everybody who did, that was really awesome. And I will definitely do this again. I'm not 100% sure when. Probably soon, probably when I get a little bit better at some makeup, or we could just like have a live of me talking about random crap. So, if you're interested in that, I also really want to put some highlighter on because it's the Urban Decay Disco Queen. Let's see how Disco Queen this highlighter is. Can we see it? Is it doing its thing? Yes, it is. I love highlighter. I love anything that sparkles. So I want to thank everybody just for tuning in and dealing with my very first live and having fun with me. And I like that, people actually like left some comments and stuff. And that was very nice of you guys. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. I'm glad some people learned some stuff. Like that's really cool. I love highlighter. I will have a better, hopefully, camera kind of thing going on next time. This was just kind of, oh, I should try this for the first time today. Thanks to my subscribers. Thanks to everybody who likes and dislikes and leaves comments and interacts and stuff like that. I really appreciate it. I want to grow. So if you could leave feedback. Yeah, I am live. Hi, sure. Yeah, if you could leave any feedback or anything like that, that would be really awesome. I love feedback. I love to critique things and I love to be critiqued. Spending all that time in radio, we had a critique every like 6 months. And it was literally you sitting there with your boss and like two other people and then being like, oh, well, apparently you can't say abominable. And you're like, oh, okay. Don't breathe so much. Do this, do that. Oh, but you did a good job. This newscast was awesome. And you're like, oh, yeah, 1 out of 80. They liked 1 out of 80. So it's hellish getting critiqued, but I don't mind because it helps you improve. And then by the time you're actually getting critiqued near the end of your career, it's like, oh, well, good luck. Also, happy retirement, Barry Payne. I hope you have the greatest retirement party. I hope retirement does you well. We will miss you and all the best to you. I don't know if you're ever going to see this, but I'll probably sign your retirement card. Good luck, Barry. Cheers, man. Cheers. We should have done Vegas a long time ago. Anywho, I'm going to get going, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this. And please leave feedback. Please answer questions or ask questions. I will have answers. I'm going to throw some stuff on Instagram. I'm going to probably go have some lunch because I'm really hungry. And that's about it. Okay, all the best. This is the end of the live, and I think that's all you do. Bye!